A flower bed like this can be planted in July, not spring, July, and it blooms the very same season. Everyone says summer planting is a mistake, but with the right plants, it works. Today, 6 perennials you can still plant this month and 3 ready-made flower bed plans built from them, including this one. Stay to the end for all 3. 3 rules make July planting work. 1, plant in the evening. Your plant gets all night to drink before the sun hits. 2, water every single day for the first 2 weeks, not a sprinkle. A deep soak at the base, weeks 3 and 4, every other day. And lock that moisture in with 2 inches of mulch. This is non-negotiable in July heat. 3, buy potted plants, not seeds. And here's the good news, nurseries start their summer sales right about now. Blooming perennials, 30 to 50% off. July isn't too late, as it's the best deal of the year. Let's build from the back. Tall plants first, 30 inches and up. Tall means back of the bed. Russian sage. Zones 5 through 8, full sun, 3 to 5 feet. Back row. Thousands of tiny lavender-blue flowers on silvery stems. From a distance, it reads like purple smoke. It blooms from midsummer all the way to frost. Buy it in July, and it's just getting started. Bees and butterflies flock to it the whole time, and the silvery leaves are aromatic too. Brush past and you'll smell sage. That's exactly why deer and rabbits leave it alone. Extremely drought tolerant. It thrives in poor, dry soil where other plants give up. Planting. It hates wet feet. Just make sure the spot drains well. No compost needed. Water daily for the first 2 weeks, then back off fast. Overwatering hurts it more than drought. Care is 1 job a year. Cut it back to about a foot in early spring, and it comes back fresh and full of flowers. Shasta daisy, Becky. Zones 5 through 9, full sun, 3 to 4 feet. Back row. Big, clean white daisies on stems so strong they don't flop. That's why Becky beats every other Shasta. She's one of the longest blooming Shastas out there, from July all the way into fall. And like the sage, deer leave her alone. Planting, dig in a shovel of compost. She likes richer soil than the sage. And good drainage, soggy winters are what kill Shastas. Water deeply every day for 2 weeks, then twice a week through summer. Once she's settled in, she'll handle dry spells too. Care. Snip the faded flowers, and she keeps pumping out new ones. Put them together and you've got a back row already working. Purple haze behind, white daisies against it. 1 placement tip. Put the sage behind or beside the daisies, not in front. It's the taller of the 2. Honestly, these 2 alone against a fence. That's a flower bed. And if deer are your problem, this whole back row is deer-proof. They're easy to run as a pair too. Same evening planting, same 2 weeks of daily water. The one thing to remember, after those 2 weeks, they part ways on water. Give Becky her twice a week drink right at her base and skip the sage. He's happier dry. That's why watering at the base matters here, not overhead. Each plant gets exactly what it needs. Middle layer, 18 to 30 inches, the heart of the bed, right in front of the tall pair. Salvia Caradonna, zones 4 through 9, full sun, about 2 feet, the middle of the bed. Violet spikes on stems so dark they're almost black. No other perennial gives you that contrast. The aromatic leaves keep deer away too. Planting any average soil that drains well, no compost, no fuss. Water daily the first 2 weeks, then twice a week for its first summer. After that, it's on its own. Care. And this is the trick with salvia. By mid-July, it may look done blooming. Buy it anyway, even on the sale rack. Snip the spent spikes down to the leaves, and in a few weeks, it reblooms into fall. 1 haircut, second show, Coneflower Magnus, zones 3 through 8, full sun, 2.5 to 3 feet. Middle of the bed. Big rosy purple daisies with a copper cone in the center. It blooms all summer long, and deadheading keeps it going even longer. Pollinators can't leave it alone. Deer, on the other hand, do leave it alone. Planting, it's not picky about soil, even clay is fine. Add a bit of compost to the hole, and if your soil is very dry in July, fill the planting hole with water first. Let it soak in, then plant, so the roots land in moisture, not dust. Water daily for 2 weeks, then weekly is enough. Care. Deadhead through summer for more blooms, but leave the last flowers standing in fall. The seed heads feed goldfinches all winter, and the plant self-sows gently, giving you free coneflowers next year. If you plant only one thing from this video, this is it. Dark vertical spikes next to big round flowers. Spike plus daisy. That contrast is what makes a bed look designed instead of planted. As a pair, they run on one schedule. 2 weeks of daily water, then a deep weekly soak covers them both. Their shared job is deadheading, snip off just the faded blooms, spent spikes off the salvia, spent daisies off the coneflower, one quick pass every week or two. That single habit keeps this middle layer blooming into fall. And come early spring, one cleanup for both. Cut the salvia back low, snip last year's coneflower stems, and the middle layer starts fresh. Front edge, under 18 inches, the skirt of the bed. Threadleaf Coreopsis Zagreb, zones 3 through 9, full sun, 12 to 18 inches. Front edge, feathery, almost fern-like foliage covered in small golden daisies from June to September. It's a North American native. Pollinators love it. Deer ignore it. It spreads slowly into a neat patch, not a plant that takes over. Planting. Any soil that drains well, nothing special. One of the easiest plants you'll ever put in the ground. Water daily 2 weeks, then it's genuinely drought-proof. Care. Shear the whole plant lightly once in late summer. It flushes back with a second wave of gold in fall. Catmint cat's Meow. Zones 3 through 8. Full sun, about 18 inches. Front edge. Spikes of sky blue flowers from early summer into early fall, and unlike older catmints, it keeps a neat rounded shape, no flopping onto your lawn. The minty leaves keep deer and rabbits away. Planting. Any drained soil and give it real space. It grows twice as wide as it is tall. Water daily 2 weeks, then a drink in long dry spells is all it asks. Care. Shear off the spent flower spikes after the first big bloom. It reblooms into fall. And leave the foliage in place over winter. It protects the plant until spring. Golden ribbon plus blue-violet edging along the front. The bed gets a finished border, like a picture gets a frame. This is the easiest pair of the day. After the first 2 weeks, rain does most of the work. Just give them a drink in a long, dry spell. No deadheading flower by flower. Just one shared haircut. Shear them both lightly after the first big bloom fades, and the whole front edge refreshes itself for a second show till frost. Now the part I promised. 3 plans from these 6 plants. Plan 1, the fence line. You've already seen it. Russian sage and Shasta, Becky. The tall pair from the back row. Along a fence or a blank wall, these 2 alone are a complete flower bed. 3 to 5 feet of purple and white. Sage 18 inches apart, and daisies the same. Plan 2, bright summer color, Shasta Becky behind, Coreopsis Zagreb in front, white and gold. Reeds from across the street. Same spacing logic, tall behind, low in front, 12 to 15 inches between plants. Want blue instead of gold? Swap in the catmint. Same size, same care. Plan 3, the designer look. All 3 heights, Russian sage at the back, Coneflower Magnus in the middle, Zagreb at the edge, purple smoke, pink daisies, golden border. This is the bed you saw at the start. 3 plants, 3 heights, blooming the same season you planted. Every plant today is a safe bet for zones 5 through 7. Most handle even colder. Drop your zone in the comments, it helps me pick plants for the next videos. And one more thing, if you've ever had a plant die on you in July, tell me what happened. What was it and how did it go? Let's troubleshoot it together in the comments.